Hi there everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome. We're here with a pick a card reading and another one. And this time we're going to be taking a look at specifically, what connection got in your mind here around this time, what the nature of this connection might be, what the origins of it may be, if that does come through. We'll see what does come through and allow, but furthermore, what exactly, how can we sort of classify this connection and what factors might be related to it that might be of importance. So let's jump into it, and we'll be pulling stacks, and I'll be assigning objects to each, and you can kind of see what you're guided to most. First stack here we have the Sun, the Lovers. Sometimes we have this sort of trouble with thinking, well, what is it really that this connection is kind of also leading to, and sometimes that is, we find that we are connected to someone, we feel that undoubtedly, well, I feel connected to them, but what really is it that I feel I'm also connected to? And so we'll be taking a look here at whatever comes through in relation to this concept of soulmates, twin flames, whatever you want to call it. If this is just sort of a crush, what is it that also is attractive about this space to me? So let's get into it, and we have the first stack already pulled, second stack already pulled, and we've got the third here coming as well. Pull one more card here for the third. Kind of testy here with the third, I'm hearing that. Okay. Fourth there, and pull fifth. I'm hearing yes, yes, yes with the last stack, whatever that may mean for a number of you. And we're channeling a little bit as well. I'm hearing I am the chosen one with the Father of Pentacles in the third stack. So I don't know, that could be a specific message here for a number of you. I'm hearing guided. I'm hearing my guides with the Father of Pentacles. For a number of you, maybe, if you are drawn to the third stack, there could be this sensation that it was a highly guided experience. I'm hearing that right off the bat. So there's a little clue coming through for a number of you. I'm seeing the color red as well connected to the Father of Pentacles. Okay, the Ace of Cups just sits right there on the third stack. All right, let's jump into it. We have a theme card here. It's a Justice card. These are for all the stacks. We'll periodically possibly pull from the stack if we do feel guided for further clues into the different stacks here. Now let's jump into it here, and thank you all so much for tuning into you here. Now, what is this connection to me? What is it really that is drawing us together? Now, if you pick the first stack, we have the Sun here in reverse and the Lovers in reverse. As an object, we have two blue writing instruments, I'll call it that. We have this blue highlighter and a blue pen. So I'll set those down here on that stack. And then for the second stack, we have the Devil in reverse. We have the Mother of Wands in reverse, the Three of Swords upright, and the Two of Wands in reverse. Assigning to the stack, we have the highlighter that is kind of green. It's similar to that first stack in terms of, it being a highlighter and the color sort of blue-green, but this is more, let's say, it's a more foresty turquoise green. I'm seeing that here with, and I'm hearing ocean minerals. I'm hearing that specifically with this second stack. Now, into the third stack here, we have the Ace of Cups. We have the Father of Pentacles upright. We have the Death card in reverse. We have the Nine of Pentacles upright, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the Two of Swords in reverse. And I'm hearing there are a lot of questions here with the second stack, so I don't know what that's alluding to. But again, then that's the second stack, and I want to place here this red pen on the stack, and it says Japan on it. So whatever that may mean, in particular, it could be also for the clue. We have the fourth stack here. We got the Father of Cups upright. Judgment in reverse, I'm hearing they're famous. That could be, again, a further clue. Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Six of Pentacles upright. I'm hearing the letter R here really strongly with the fourth stack. And we have the yellow highlighter. In addition to this little pump bottle of, it's a weightless hair serum. So I don't know, there goes you will. Could be, again, a further clue. And in the fifth stack here, we've got the Son of Cups in reverse. We have the Six of Wands in reverse. We have the Seven of Wands with the Father of Swords. And we have two little sticks of lavender. Okay, so feel free to sort of meditate on the energy space and take a look here at these objects if it does help. And again, we have this first stack with these two blue sort of writing instruments. And we have the turquoise highlighter with the second stack, and the third stack we have this red pen. I'm hearing Marcus here. I'm hearing Mark. I'm hearing that with the red pen. I'm also hearing markers. Take as you will, whatever that may mean in particular for a number of you. It's funny because we have markers here laid out on the table. The fourth stack we have a yellow highlighter. Okay, and that's sort of a neon yellow highlighter. And then in the last stack we have these two little lavender sort of petal sticks. And then we also had this weightless serum here with the 4th stack as a reminder with the yellow highlighter. Let's jump into it here and see here each of the stacks that you're drawn to, you know, what exactly is at play, and you know, what is it that I feel I'm actually participating in the space of when I'm thinking about this connection, when I'm interacting with this this energy space. So let's jump into it, and thank you all so much for tuning into you. First stack here. Take a look. Here, the first stack. Pick the first stack again. Here we've got welcome blue-eyed writing instruments, and we got the sun here again in reverse with the lovers in reverse. Now, right off the bat, let's clear the energy and see here what comes through. I'm hearing Mardi Gras. I'm hearing Marden as well. I'm hearing Marvin Gaye, and I'm seeing here this kyanite crystal stone that's appearing to me right now, right here, as these sort of clues are coming through in relation to this stack. Now, let me move these other stacks to the side just a bit. I'm seeing it for a number of you within this connection space. So there's largely a mental connection, strongly so. There's something about the fascination of the mind, and P.S. For a number of you, you might find that you're drawn to a number of stacks here. So, you know, whatever it is that you do feel guided towards to watch, but largely here with this first stack, we see that immediately I'm seeing that there was a really strong also telepathic connection. I'm hearing mentally, and I'm seeing here the Hangman that for the second time actually caught sight of it as I was shuffling, continued to shuffle it in, and it parted again at the Hangman. So for a number of you, someone can actually have a lot of Gemini, they can have a lot of Pisces. That might be a clue as to who this individual may be, or even the industry in which they operate. Could be related to the archetype of Gemini, the 3rd house, matters related to Mercury, air energy, the use of the mind, and the sun. Now, High Priest in reverse, again splitting the Hangman. Somebody here possibly has a lot, they're maybe even in some sort of agency, they work for some agency, they're very private. I'm hearing that for a number of you. Again, the Hangman, splitting the Hangman, oh my. Somebody here has got a lot of water in their chart, a lot of Pisces. They're very, we of all cards pulled the Hangman, okay. To the Daughter of Cups, somebody here, whoa, there's a very immediate, they split to the High Priestess, okay. Take a look. Split right to the High Priestess here, mirroring the 3 Cups upright. Now, for a number of you, I'm hearing Reginald, take it as you will. Right off the bat, I'm hearing there was a really strong connection. It was something that someone, I'm hearing I would read and write their emails. I'm hearing back and forth. I'm hearing I wrote them myself. I'm hearing sometimes I would write them myself. I don't know what that's like. I'm hearing penmanship. I'm seeing a really strong focus on writing specifically, actually, within this connection. For a number of you, maybe this was something that, you know, was really sparked, first intellectually, like maybe you met this person even once again for a number of you online socially, but something was possibly, this is for a number of you, not really clear about that initial interaction as well. Now we're going to get further into, you know, what exactly was heralded around this space of this connection. Again, you might be drawn to a number of stacks, but if you did, again, pick this first stack, I'm seeing that there's a really strong, we could even say flirty energy, but I'm seeing it as something of an interest of the mind, and I'm hearing marketing. Somebody maybe worked for a company, and you kind of met in what seemed to be like a fleeting manner. Yes, right off the bat, it was a sort of fleeting connection to begin with. For Namari Miri, it was maybe like a first few very brief emails as well that was exchanged, or even messages, text messages. I'm hearing that as well. You know, even Twitter, like a tweet. I'm hearing that as well. It was something very simple, but then it. Possibly for a number of you, there was some aspect to this that was really clearly, I'm hearing much more interesting, and I'm seeing that maybe someone considered that there might have been more to the story, or they picked up on the feeling that, well, you know what, I think that there might be more than what I'm also seeing here. I'm hearing that or feeling here. Now, 3 of Cups upright and the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Let's pull these cards and actually pull them on top of the Daughter of Cups here and the Hangman. I want to get a greater sense of how it is that these energies may have developed over time to lead to this point. Father Wands is in reverse at the base of the Lovers. Somebody was possibly not expecting. There was a space of not expecting possibly the depth of this connection. Like maybe again something just started off in a really light way. I'm hearing light-handed, two of Pentacles in reverse. I'm seeing someone had like post-it notes posted around a certain space, and they were really thinking like, I don't know where this is gonna go, if I am quite honest. 5 of Swords here, mirroring the Lovers in reverse, and maybe for a number there's even a sense of risk here. I'm hearing auburn. I'm hearing auburn colored hair, something about the hair here. Son of Wands here, diagonal, laid on top of the Sun upright. Now, you have the Sun and the Father of Wands. There's a lot of attraction here. There is a lot, though, that someone maybe was holding off on. And for a number of you, this might have been a professional connection. Let's pull another card here. Six of Swords. Yeah, somebody was like, I'm not sure about what goes into the space, where this space leads to as well. There's, it wasn't like we're on an official date. I'm hearing that as well. Maybe for a number of you, that was the sort of scale that it started out on. There were a lot of, wow, hold on. I'm hearing delinquent with the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands just popped out. Start bright. So somebody, yeah, but then it turned very quickly. Someone turned, I'm hearing, from that initial interaction, maybe for a number of you, was something professional. And then it sort of led to, if this is not for everyone, I would take as you will, and I highly encourage, if you do feel guided to watch another stack, feel free. There could be further clues here. But somebody turned from this experience and they kind of saw something more of it. I'm hearing that, or there was something that appeared to be really serendipitous about the experience that suggested it wasn't just about whatever maybe even had taken place in a really brief way. Now you have the Star here. For me, this is absolutely divine. So when we felt that, the circumstance was kind of also a little bit illogical. I don't know, it didn't make sense quite, but eventually I'm hearing there was the understanding that it was there was more than meets the eye, and for a number of you, there was a history here, maybe even related. Eight of Cups and the World. Now we'll get possibly further into these energies even in another stack or in another reading, and if you're not already subscribed, there could be further clues and monthly readings as well, but specifically here for a number of you, if I had to look at this space and say what are the most prominent energies, I'm seeing that there's a very strong emphasis on the immediate connection here, and it was something very immediate. I'm hearing that again with the Mother of Cups and the Sun. For a number of you, there is a strong mental but also emotional connection, and the overlap between that and this sense of being able to read someone's emotions like automatically. Like when I'm around them, I feel their energy. I'm hearing that as well, their thoughts, what they're feeling. I just feel like I know what they're thinking. Now let's pull a few cards here on these energies as well as it leads out, and we'll pull it for each of the months here. And time is an illusion, so take it as well whenever you happen to be tuning into this reading. Here for June, we've got the Son of Wands in reverse. Wow, someone did a double take. They were like really interested in somebody here. The Hangman here. Okay, leading out July. Well, actually, let's do a Celtic cross. So deep past here, we have the Son of Wands in reverse. Recent past, we have the Hangman in reverse. In the current stage of the world, we got a little timer going off there. The World in reverse. I'm seeing somebody, maybe they realize something. Maybe even they recognize someone in a certain way. There was something very, very, very clear, profound about the feeling I'm hearing. But when it came to the actual experience, maybe for a number of you, it just didn't. Maybe it actually didn't add up. It's like, well, in relation to what we're feeling, the connection, physically, what we're experiencing, what we're engaging in the space of, it does not add up. I'm hearing that. Like maybe I met this person twice, but I feel like I've known them lifetimes. That's the sort of feeling I'm feeling. Now, the Five of Swords is upright, right up top, the World in reverse. Maybe for a number of you as well, there's a little bit of a competitive energy space or a question of almost like something in the environment. I'm hearing not being quite right. And I'm seeing somebody have a lot of questions there in relation to that. Eight of Swords in the advice. Okay, upright. Now, in the near future, we have the Father of Wands upright. Then you lead out into the hopes and fears with the Six of Swords. Wow. So somebody was very, they were really thinking heavily about this space. A lot of questions with the High Priestess coming through in the energetic pathway leading out into the final outcome, which is the Sun upright. Wow. So for a number of you, oh my, there was a starry-eyed feeling here with the Father Wands looking into the Sun. Yes, physically, there was a sense of attraction, but at the same time, a sense of also divinity. There was divine timing, and you step in with the Hanged Man, which is a major arcana, and you can see that with the High Priest as well leading you out, that there's almost a sense of guidedness to the connection with the world as well, in reverse of the base here of the Five of Swords. So, anything that just didn't make sense, anything that just felt kind of petty as well, I'm seeing someone felt, there's more to the space, and I know that. There's more than meets the eye. So for a number of you, I'm seeing as well, that there could be a feeling of almost like regeneration, and that could sort of, bring light to the connection as well, where you feel every so often the connection sort of, it resuscitates, it regenerates, and it almost inverts, and I see it in a new way. So this is something that possibly for whenever you feel actually needs time. It thrives upon time to develop, and be it, the ebb and the flow, the to and the fro, the push and the pull, if you can say it in that way as well, with the Sun and the Father of Wands. Not to say that this is a twin flame necessarily. We're going to get into the other stacks and see how these, whatever you're guided to watch, if you feel like, well, this is it and I want to stop here, then take it as you will, but if you feel, guided to another stack, there could be further clues in relation to this particular energy and how it may actually see you back. I'm hearing that as well. So always, take it as well, however you feel guided to watch the readings. Now, for a number of you though, ultimately, I'm seeing that if we were to say and deduce it to one or two things, For a number of you, what this came down to, it was not a question of the attraction, it's a question of how we were to manage the space of attraction in the third dimension. And there was something possibly for a number of you that someone just felt, it wasn't time yet to sort of access even that propensity of emotion that was felt. So to say, well, I feel this, like, and I know where that sort of plays a role of in my world is, those are two separate things. So for a number of you, maybe someone just felt it wasn't time yet, and maybe the environment was somehow needed to shift with a hangman as well. But definitely I'm hearing that there was some sort of, to say it in this way, the connection is one thing, but the recognition of the connection was another, and that was for a number of you. Let's clear up 1 second. That was definitely relevant, I'm hearing as well, to the connection. So I'm almost getting the kind of feeling of like people meeting, like two people meeting, and almost like knowing, like, okay, if this was carried out in any other way with any other, let's say, person, I would have not acted in this way. That is your clue here for this particular interaction, where you will know for certain. You're like, yeah, that was like a 1 in a million. The star now flips here, leading out. So yeah, for a number, you could be dealing with someone who they feel that, like, an tone cut. We were saying right then, actually, before I tuned out, we were let out with the star. And so what I was getting is that someone, there was a sensation that whatever was sort of like the starting point of this connection was not really, there was more to that story, is the sort of feeling. Now let's jump into the second stack, and thank you all so much for tuning in. Those of you who are tuned into the second stack, we had here the aqua turquoise, marine colored sort of highlighter here, and I'm here ocean minerals, so take it as you will. The devil here upright, there could be focused on the element of water. We have the mother of wands, the three of swords in reverse, and 2 wands upright. Wow. So I'm seeing here right off the bat, I'm hearing I've wanted her for a long time. So let's see, we're gonna have to take for the cards here to see exactly what that's alluding to, if it's a past life connection here that we're talking about, because I'm seeing that right off the bat there is a sense of the past that may be related. And for a number of you may have this connection, I'm hearing, where you felt even related to this person. I'm hearing like you felt like in some way they are someone that I feel I know, and that I have known, and there's history here for a number of you. I'm looking here at this candle. It's actually like a maroon colored candle, and it says passion, and it's sort of that dark, beautiful, dragon fruit colored, sort of blood red, wine red. So, and you have the 3 of swords in reverse. We have red sprinkled all over these cards, actually, with the fire-footed goat we see on the devil card, and then we have the mother of wands at the backdrop here, red sort of backdrop, and then we have the 3 of swords wound up by this sort of red cord, and then we've got here the 2 of wands that leads to the apex of the card with this red sort of clouded, I'm hearing vibration of energy. And so what red really points to is also, when I think of it in this particular context as well, is urgency, immediacy, okay, these sort of space of impulse, and they say that people who got a lot of fire in the chart generally will be very up front in that space. There'll always be so many factors playing in your particular birth chart and how you choose to ultimately channel those energies. But fire energy is fast moving, it's impulsive, it's exacting in a way as well when it comes to, at least, the expression of what is felt. So for a number of you, I'm seeing right off the bat, whoever this is, whoever you let's say you met, or whoever, let's say, met you, you both can be watching this reading, is what I'm hearing as well. Take it as you will. There was a sense of, I'm hearing, the feeling of I know them, and it was very physical. There's a very physical connection here. I'm hearing that absolutely with the mother of wands, a lot of fire energy here. Your contacts may also have strong Mars to Sun, even Jupiter. I'm hearing playlist notes. I'm hearing that with the devil, like there's something that you just, there's a really strong interaction between those archetypes. So again, I'm hearing Mars and Sun, maybe even again in your synastry, or even your, whatever, however you look at your chart sort of interception here of energy. Now, with the 3 swords in reverse, give me just a quick sec about that. The phone cut there again. For a number of you, we saw, again, the Empress right there. So the Empress in reverse, I'm seeing, actually can be related to, feeling that, there was some sort of really significant connection here, and maybe in a past life I just caught sight of the Emperor in reverse as well. So you could have even been like, for example, I have had a past life with this person, married to them. Whenever I'm hearing the letter W, I'm hearing will about that. Again, the phone cut. Whoa. So for a number of you, this can even be a number of past lives. I'm hearing that, the feeling that, there's a lot that has been building maybe even to this point, and For a number of you, there's a very strong emphasis on clearing, cleansing, and typically when we do see these strong experiences, I'm hearing that we have with certain individuals, be a buildup of energy space that we are actually confronting in that moment. Are we really meeting that person, or are we meeting the buildup of energy in relation to how we have interacted in the past? So, we cannot really destroy energy, right? We cannot destroy energy. Energy simply, it will transmute. I'm hearing that with the Chariot. So please take it as you will. I'm hearing Aqua. Now, for a number of you, I'm hearing this right off the bat. I'm hearing, I promise that. Maybe for a number of you, there's this sensation of picking up where you left off. And this was, for a number of you, largely possibly in a past life. And if you find that this does resonate with you and you feel, there could be further clues, or if you feel guided to watch other readings for further clues, then there could be other aspects, right? Of course, this is general reading, aspects of the situation. Feel free to watch, other readings, even on the channel via the playlist. I do monthly readings and other pick a card readings. So always, right, again, whatever you feel guided to tune into. But we have the Two Wands that leads you out. So it's kind of interesting. The Two Wands brings to my attention that there is a state of, in some shape or form, parallelism, balance, cohesion, and also opposing forces. When we look at this card, right, we see these two sort of sticks. They eventually lead together, but they start at these points that are so sort of polarized from one another. But again, they eventually lead to a space. I'm hearing the clarity of intention. So to say it in this way, like, for a number of you, maybe when you first met this person, you felt, wow, there's so much that also, like, we feel is at odds with what we feel. Maybe that was a sort of irony as well of the connection. You felt like, wow, there's also like that, maybe that tension space. Tension is what I'm hearing. Yep. But then it was like, ultimately, that would lead to a space where we could actually complement. Okay, we could coordinate. I'm hearing our efforts. Interesting. So let's clear it for me. But there's a lot of clearing there involved. So let's again pull a few more cards here and see what exactly, because this could be yes, and then we'll end up pulling a Celtic Cross to see how these energies may develop over time to get a better sense for, is this like something that was a hot flash, flash in the pan sort of feeling, or was it something that, we realize even over time and that we've sort of, we feel we've been involved in. So, but I'm hearing, let's clear it. Yeah, so it's been very complicated. Three of Pentacles. Now, for a number of you, there is an aspect of this connection that brings up for review the actual the feeling that we feel when we're around them. I'm hearing in the physical 3D realm. So in other words, it's like when you meet this person, there's something that defies the sort of logic of the interaction where you're like, okay, and it's kind of reminding me of the first stack, so if you do feel guided to watch that stack, feel free, but it's almost like, okay, when I met this person, I met them and other energy in their aura, and that for me made very clear that there's more to this story. So this is something that possibly is unfolding, has been. You do have the Three of Pentacles with the Four of Pentacles. It's 3-4, and the 4 is actually in reverse. So for a number of you have the Devil as well. This is something that maybe you feel this is not something that was just like real quick. I'm hearing it's not just like, oh, we met and then we finished it and it's over. I'm hearing that as well. For a number of you, maybe this is something that has a number of cycles to a number of stages. And if you were drawn to this reading, there could be a focus on what exactly it is that you're seeking to gain a sense of clarity with, gain a sense of even peace with, and to perhaps even bring, I'm hearing guidance to the space of illumination of. So in other words, it's like maybe even working with pinpointing what exactly it was that you felt was the point of tension, but also attraction, really thinking what brings us together in a way where we can create with this energy. Now, okay. One of the cards fell on the ground is a Hierophant. Okay, let's pull a Celtic Cross here. In the deep past, we have the Five Pentacles upright. Yeah, so for you, the minute you met this person, I'm hearing it was like my foot was in my mouth. I felt like something was just off. It was something just off. Like you met this person, it wasn't like, okay, you meet them. Hi, my name is. What's your name? What's your favorite color? Da 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 da. Second date. All right, we're moving from base to base. It's like the minute we met, something was also off. I'm hearing off the hinge. I'm hearing off the mark. And I'm hearing it off kilter, off balance, and I didn't know exactly what it was. So it's very interesting. I'm seeing you meeting someone, but then you're kind of like, you're almost bombarded. The introduction is like so even overwhelming for a number of you. I'm hearing that, and it could have been of an intense nature where it's like not necessarily was it like, oh wow, I felt like everything was just like rainbows and unicorns and sunshine and bunnies hopping. It was also like bunnies that had a few band-aids here and there, and they had stitches as well, and I felt like there was something off, something not right. I'm hearing that. I don't know what that's alluding to, but okay, so maybe it was like, we could say karma. We can say that there was a history here that someone felt like we need to tend to that. There's something that I feel I'm tapping into, and it wouldn't make sense in relation to our initial interaction. All we said was hello, and all we said was goodbye, but I felt much more than that is what I'm hearing as well. So for a number of you, possibly there was something that just, I'm hearing, it made you also realize certain things, and that could be a clue in relation to what, if you're thinking, is this my situation? One way that you could know, and for this particular stack is, did you come to terms with, I'm hearing as well, or did you come to realize certain concepts that in the past you had never, looked at in that way before, where you're like, whoa, I feel like I also see people in a new way. I'm hearing that as well. And I see the way that I interact with people in a new way. Now, I'm hearing something ultimately was perhaps brought to light. The Hierophants here in the environment. Now, for a number of you, somebody could have been married. I'm hearing that as well. They could have been in a contract when you did actually meet them. There could have been, though, maybe a real big question when it came to the concept of the interaction that would be made. I'm hearing in a balanced manner, in an official way, like to say that, okay, we're definitely committed to this. For a number of you, that was something that was a really big question, and maybe at times kind of contentious, or kind of you felt something again was maybe out of balance, like difficult to maybe define or pin to say, yeah, that's also what we're missing. That's the key ingredient. For a number of you, you felt like it's almost this feeling of like I wasn't ready for the wave, and I was just caught in the backsplash of it, and I didn't really know how to swim at that point either. But I learned. I'm hearing that as well with the Hierophant. So for a number of you, maybe it was something that it just, I'm hearing, hit me with your best shot, fire away. Like it kind of came out of left field. It kind of came out of nowhere. And that's kind of what I'm feeling again when we come to this point of like questioning, well, in the actual logical paradigm of this connection, this doesn't make sense. These feelings I'm feeling don't make sense. This experience, is very, very troubling. But at the end of the day, it brought you to actually, I'm hearing, surprise yourself with a few answers. I'm hearing that as well with the Hermit and the Hierophant. So for a number of you, maybe there's something that you wanted to define, you wanted to kind of also feel like you could express. I'm hearing that ultimately with the Hierophant. And your advice is the Ace of Swords upright. And you lead out with the Three of Pentacles upright in the energetic pathway. In the near future, you do have the Daughter of Swords in reverse. So somebody maybe was confused. They were actually thrown off possibly by the series of experiences in the this is we said yes, this is the advice. Near future, Daughter of Swords in reverse. The Hopes in reverse. Four of Wands upright. Yeah, this was very, very intense. And what was possibly like the focus was defining it, and maybe that was that was something that we felt was very, very challenging to do. Now you lead out with the Seven of Swords. Okay, so the Seven of Swords mirroring the Daughter of Swords in reverse, and we lead out as well with the Fool and the Nine of Swords. So for a number of you, this is all about clearing. This is all about also communicating, and largely for a number of you, this is a space that communication is absolutely necessary. And then if you need to travel to meet that person and make that one thing really clear that you felt was left out in that last lifetime, I'm hearing statement, where we felt like, well, you know what, I feel like that's the missing thing that we're not hitting the buzzer with at this point. And that was something that we felt maybe at a certain point where I feel was really the missing link in that last, I'm hearing, life. For a number of you, I feel that if you're watching this reading, you're kind of clear at this point that this is something possibly for a number of you. That now again, general reading, not going to resonate with everyone, but if you're drawn to this reading, you will kind of have that knowingness that this is, I'm hearing, this has a history to it. And be it if you do subscribe to the belief of the past lives, but there is a history here. And again, I'm hearing that you're kind of clear on that. However, the point is now the recognition of what exactly it is that, why is it that we've been brought together? What is it that is the crux of the matter that we need to confront? I'm here ultimately, and actually to communicate about. So, okay. And the Ace of Wands is here in reverse. So yeah, for a number of you, there is a very strong focus on past here with the second stack. So let's jump into the third. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Love light to you. And again, feel free to subscribe if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to get notified of the next time we sort of do these readings. I may be expanding this reading series if you do feel guided. And one more little note here. Yeah, okay, well, we'll get into the extendeds when we do. But there could be focus as well on numerology. For a number of you, real keynote before we tune in out of that reading. Something that possibly connected you was something very, very specific. I'm hearing cryptic even. It could have been a certain series or sequence. I'm hearing numerology. So take it as you will. Love and light to you. And I'll see you here in the next stack. All right. We're here with stack 3. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Ace of Cups here. Wow, I'm feeling a lot of people. I'm hearing that specifically with the Ace of Cups. You have the Wheel of Fortune reverse. 9 of Pentacles here upright. Wow, I'm seeing somebody, this is the beginning of when they first saw this person. I'm hearing this specifically. They were like really, really very, they were intrigued. I'm hearing that. That was the first, that was the first feeling space that was tapped into in relation to this connection, was intrigue. Now, we're going to take a look here to see, what exactly does that pertain to, because we can say, well, intrigue, in a professional way, we have the Father of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Pentacles, what is it really, that also led to this point of the attraction, and we will pull these cards as well in a Celtic cross fashion to see how they might be developing. Are we leading in with the Father of Pentacles? Are we leading out with the Father of Pentacles? And then we'll possibly pull further clues. Aha, Ace of Cups just fell on the ground upside down. Now, okay. I'm hearing, I remember you. I'm hearing, I remember. And here comes the Death card in reverse right off the bat. Very strong soulmate connection. Very strong. Also feeling of past lives, reflection of that space as well. Seven of Pentacles, something was possibly, as someone feels it very clear in that way, at least, like there were enough experiences and there were even patterns of experiences that made so obvious, made so clear that this was beyond just, I'm hearing also coincidence. I'm hearing that with the Death card in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and out pops right there. I'm pulling from this extra stack the Ace of Wands upright, Three of Wands in reverse, and the Five of Wands in reverse. I'm hearing I was in a rush, I was in a hurry. So for a number of you, maybe, there was a question really of actually being able to physically, I'm hearing, showcase what was known. Let's pull the Celtic cross here to see how these energies may develop over time, what it may be sort of leading to better gain a sense of what the depiction of the connection really is. Is this kind of like, a little crush, or, what really is the development of it ultimately. And we lead in with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Wow, I'm seeing someone found someone, I'm hearing this for a number of you, like in a really for a number of you, I'm hearing in a really odd way, awkward, I'm hearing for a number of you, but also like kind of misunderstood. I'm not sure what that's alluding to, but it's like kind of weird how it all happened. I'm hearing, I was sifting through papers, I'm seeing someone looking even through files, and they happen to run across someone's information. I'm hearing that as well. It could be a social media profile, whatever it is. And again, general reading, not for everyone. Always take it as you will. And if you are feeling guided to watch another stack, then feel free. There could be further clues, and I mentioned on the other stacks as well. So we see your personal intuition, right, with what you feel guided to watch. There could be a number of influences that might be at play. But the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, somebody was like, when they first took a look, I'm hearing at this space, I'm hearing as well, they truly were like, whoa. And, side note, this could be also not just a person, right, but a connection that you hold with anything, and everything is energy, right, at the end of the day. So whatever it is in your reality that you felt really magnetized towards, and hearing it in this way was kind of serendipitous. We can also say it like that. Now, for a number of you, there was something obvious, I'm hearing that, but then also I'm hearing impossible. Like someone was like, it was almost the kind of feeling of like, it was a kind of like a mistake. Like how did we even meet each other? How did we come to face each other in that kind of circumstance? Very, very odd. I'm hearing that. Like something was so by chance, we can say, that it was kind of actually really intriguing. I'm hearing that again. Now, for a number of you, I'm seeing somebody is even, they're leafing through papers, and they're like, and it could be metaphorical, they're like, wow, I'm hearing, I'm really interested. I'm hearing, but I don't want to lead them on. Now, I'm hearing that with the Death card. For a number of you, this is something of a matter of making something clear in a certain environment, and possibly for a number of you, there was a lot going on, okay, in the environment. I'm hearing there was a certain chaos here. I'm hearing that with the Death card. Maybe even someone was like in a certain program at the time. I'm hearing when they did meet, and there were a number of factors that made for the connection to feel kind of like uncomfortable. There was something of a feeling of like, well, is it the right time? Also to communicate this, like maybe something for a number of you of a matter of the circumstance. Now, I'm here at context again. Now, But again, the feeling of intrigue was there. Now, for a number, you could be dealing with someone who's got a lot of Scorpio in the chart. They could be very, very also very private. I'm hearing melodramatic at times, moody, okay, as well. Now, in the current state, we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. I'm hearing what it came down to was timing. And, the Wheel of Fortune. And maybe they saw someone, even again, by chance, were thinking, well, if it happened once by chance in that way, and it is meant to be, it will happen once again. Two of Swords with the Three of Wands. Now, also hearing somebody was thinking, what, should I make the first move or should they? I'm hearing that as well. Five of Wands upright. For no reason, could even have been a professional connection, or, and really the question was, well, where do we take it? And I'm saying, again, there's a lot of interest there. Somebody possibly was really thinking, what is the professional connection have to do with that which is emotional? Now we lead then into the Father of Pentacles in reverse. I'm hearing, I'm in a hurry, hurry. And maybe someone felt that they missed the mark, so-called, with making some kind of point of connection with someone, and they felt really like there was a window of opportunity, and they're thinking, oh my gosh, did I really like lose that? I'm hearing that chance. I'm hearing as well that I had to talk to them about this space. So we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. There are a lot of questions. Ace of Wands in reverse in the hopes and fears, and you lead out with the Ace of Cups, though. I'm seeing somebody does ultimately take this stance of taking a so-called chance. For a number of you, there is a sense in the feeling of risk here. I'm hearing that with the Death card and the Ace of Cups. I'm hearing also ride or die. I'm seeing someone almost get to this point where they're like, it's not worth it to take a chance with losing the connection. I'm hearing that as well. So for a number of you, I'm seeing that this was something of a feeling space where, someone looked at the space and they had a very, let's say, strong perspective. If they were looking at it, if they were to look at it from their lens, but they maybe didn't want to kind of impose that feeling onto, let's say, what felt to be like the circumstance or the context that was kind of confusing, okay, to say, well, I am interested in them, but I don't know if this is really appropriate. I'm hearing that as well, or if there's a circumstance that maybe is at play that I'm not too familiar with. So, it really possibly came down to the communication of that. I'm hearing to the profession of that and the so-called taking a chance with that, the Two of Swords and around communicating it. So, yeah, to actually express it. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Love and light to you here. I'm seeing a very strong, let's see if I were to see a connection here, very strong when it comes to, I'm hearing interacting with this person is very in a certain way comforting. I'm hearing that as well. Like you feel possibly that, there is a connection, but feel free to tune into the other readings if you do feel that there might be a further overlap. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you in the other readings. All right. We're here with this is the third stack. Yeah. So let's step into, and I'm hearing, I open the box here with the Ace of Cups, but it can be related as well to the stack here. Fourth stack here, yellow highlighter, and with the little, hair serum, weightless hair serum bottle. All right, welcome. Six of Pentacles upright, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, Judgment in reverse, Father Cups upright. Wow, I'm seeing okay, right off the bat, somebody met someone, and there was this sense of something being so, I'm hearing for a number of you, this is for a number of you, I'm hearing inconsiderate. I'm hearing something was totally uncomfortable. I'm hearing that as well. Eight of Pentacles, someone felt out of their element, completely. It could be the environment, the circumstance. Maybe someone just felt like they didn't know, am I fit for this? I'm hearing, am I suited up well enough? I'm hearing that as well. There's something about an endless series of questions as well when it comes to the Eight of Pentacles here, mirroring the Father Cups. It's funny because we're showing up with the Father of Cups, so there is a certain sense of, I'm hearing also magic in the air. We can say in relation to this connection, but ultimately I'm hearing that there is a sense of also destabilization with the Eight of Pentacles, and this can be something that, is brought up from the so-called past. Somebody can feel that, well, I just feel that there is something from the past coming up for review in relation to the space that makes me feel a little uncomfortable, and it can be a space of memory, it could be past lives. I'm almost getting a very similar energy as in the second stack. So if you do feel guided, there could be further clues there could be some overlap. Now, the Father Cups does lead out. Now, in relation to this connection, I'm hearing as well, there was something that just for a number of you, it was something that it was so, I'm hearing it was lighthearted, and someone didn't know where to put that. They didn't know where to place that. They almost felt like I didn't have enough evidence. I didn't have enough clues to be able to really define and depict what it is that possibly was really clear on a certain level, at least emotionally. And I'm seeing someone felt kind of alone actually in this space. They felt like they didn't have the other side of the story. They felt like they couldn't really see it clearly. They couldn't really access it. Now, for a number of you, there was a lot of potential though that someone felt, and this is really important to point out with the Father of Cups upright and the Six of Pentacles. I'm almost seeing a sense of childlike passion, yes, but more so from this space of I truly care. I care truly for this space with the Six of Pentacles and the Father Cups. Almost this feeling of I care about them. I care about their truly well-being. And I'm seeing someone maybe even, this is for a small number of you, they checked in every now and then. For a number of you, might have even met this person in relation to a space that was related to healing. And maybe it was a professional connection for a number of you that sort of maybe the connection kind of, it disintegrated, it dissolved in a certain way within relation to the initial context as well. And once that initial environment sort of phased out, there was a question of, well, where does this go now? I'm hearing a song by Justin Bieber. So where are you now? Something like that. Okay. Now, for a number of you, it was also something that's happened so quickly, and it was maybe, some kind of experience that someone felt I just wasn't able to place it. I didn't know what happened that night. I'm hearing that as well with the Father Cups and the Judgment card in reverse. Someone felt like it was kind of like a dream. I'm hearing that as well, kind of hazy, what was that? I'm hearing that again, and I'm hearing Smoke-Filled Room. That's a song, I think by Mako, something like that, Anyways, Yeah, so there was something that maybe even spun the interaction in a direction that really threw someone off as well, possibly, and it left them again really, really thinking. Now I'm curious to know what exactly what is the environment within which the Father of Cups is operating, because there's just one character here, and what is it they're showing up for, because they're showing up with the Father of Cups upright. There's a sense of stability, of groundedness, almost this feeling of like, well, I'm there for them. I want to know how they're doing. I'm hearing that as well. I want to know like where this goes, this level of interest. But where I'm hearing, where have all the cowboys gone? So there's a question of the follow-up to that. Now, that's not to say necessarily that, well, we're going to read into this, but we have the chart as well here coming through, and someone could have a lot of Cancer in their chart, or they met someone in a field, or someone could even be, they were like in some kind of, they were working with them maybe, or they had something that connected them, and then when that connection sort of dissolved, they were really left, they felt like they were left behind almost. I'm hearing that as well, and they're thinking, well, maybe in their mind's eye, they're like, well, what, now what? I'm hearing that, if that dissolved, now what is the connection that I'm feeling? So, okay, yeah, let's pull a few more cards here. We've got the Sun of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this is, for a number of you, largely a professional connection. There was some element of the physical space that connected perhaps you to someone here, or someone to someone, and it can be in conjunction with other energies here. If you do feel guided to watch other stacks, but it really got to the point where possibly someone thought, what do I think of this in relation to what I actually I'm hearing present interesting myself as. So yeah, this person was really also thinking, someone here was thinking, how did they see me? That was really a big question here for the Father of Cups. I'm hearing that. And then it might not be for everyone. It was take it as you will, but we'll get further clues. Oh yeah, Emperor in reverse. So I'm seeing someone maybe even left a certain job, and then they're thinking, what is this now? What does this now mean for us? With the Mother of Pentacles coming through and the Two of Cups in reverse. There's a space of the past maybe that is really in conflict with the present, at least physically, and that can be related to a past life connection here with the Mother of Pentacles and the Chariot, where someone feels like, am I tapping into like this, there's a past energy here in whatever way that you might feel that may relate to you, but where do I place that also that intention that I have and that I felt I had within that memory? So let's clear it. In front of me, maybe there's just a feeling of like someone not feeling like they cannot let go of this person. They feel like they could not let go. They could not shake the memory as well. Let's pull a few more cards here and see what might be at play. For a number of you, in addition, this could be for another number of you, there's a focus on the actual physical connection, like the environment. Somebody maybe was traveling, or they didn't physically live there anymore. I'm hearing that as well. Deep passive, the Two of Cups in reverse. I'm hearing the letter T, tomorrow. Tomorrow, are they going to message me again? Tomorrow, today, tomorrow, like so many questions. Eight of Pentacles reverse. The series of questions left this person possibly in a state of like tumbling. They're like, they don't even know, like, is it me? Is it them? Did actually it affected their physical body? They felt kind of nauseous. I'm hearing that as well, like thinking about where this connection would go. Now, Judgment reverse in the advice. Near future is the Mother of Pentacles upright. Wow. So I'm seeing that somebody actually does reappear, possibly for a number of you. And if you would like a private reading, or just a general reading, again, take it as you will. But there is maybe some kind of revival of the space. But if you are feeling guided to this reading, there could be something that possibly you felt was also a little too good to be true. Yes. And I'm seeing someone is really thinking, the real question was, are they going to come back? I'm hearing that ultimately with the Emperor leading out into the future, like, will it revive? Will it invert? And in some shape or form, I'm seeing that there will be, I'm hearing a wedding here. I'm hearing white wedding. I'm hearing that with the Mother of Pentacles. I don't know what that's going to do. It could be a specific message, but for a number of you, there is some kind of reconnection, and even be it, for the sake of touching base, I'm hearing that there will be some kind of touching base, be it even in the term of, well, I just want to kind of connect with them again and see how they're doing, and sort of see also maybe touch base and get a better idea of what their idea of commitment is. So let's clear that. But I'm saying that ultimately there will be progress made in that space. If that was a burning question for you, what was their perspective? What was that to them ultimately as well? What was it that they saw that space as? For a number of you, I'm hearing smalls. For a number of you work with this person, no question. I'm hearing biggie smalls. I don't know what that's alluding to yet again. There were assets involved. This is for a number of you, or you again share some sort of property even together. I'm hearing there's some kind of like very personal side of the story, but specifically professionally and financially, that connected you in this space. And then again, the question was, well, where will that go? And I'm seeing that in some shape or form that will be possibly made clear. For let's say it in this way, someone could come through and just kind of hit you up, message you, and they might make a comment that makes something also really clear. Or they, for example, for a number of you, I have to say it, like, they might be like, hey, this is like me and my boyfriend, or, hey, and it just something that will make something really, really clear to you. And it can be, and for a number of you, again, general reading, so always take it as you will. And if you are drawn to another reading, there could be further information in terms of what this particular energy space might sort of show up as for you. But for a number of you, I'm seeing you might even, this is for a number of you, bump into this person, and there could be something that becomes like also a point at which you feel you can then further sort of hit on certain points that were really big question marks for you in the past. Like, you have the opportunity possibly even to at least have a heart-to-heart connection. I'm hearing that as well. I want to pull one more card here for you. Yes, the Tower upright with the 9 of Wands. So yeah, for Maria, I'm hearing either someone will also call someone, or they will have some sort of like run in with them, some kind of interaction that even I'm hearing ascension. There's some sort of awakening here that possibly will lead to greater understanding of what this connection will hold. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, yeah, but in some shape or form. I'm hearing somebody's going to possibly even reach back out to someone. I'm hearing that again with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Son of Swords in reverse, and the Temperance card upright. I'm feeling so much energy here. There could be so many different people watching, but what I'm seeing ultimately for me, there could be the kind of thing where this could have been a job offer that you were even like, maybe you auditioned for a space and you thought, wow, I really thought I got it, and then they didn't get back to you, and this could kind of come out of the woodwork in some shape or form or another, or there could be news, but that circulates, and you kind of at least will have some sort of confirmation. Love and light to you. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We're going to jump into the last stack here. It is the fifth stack. Okay. Whoa. We just bunched all of the cards, the rest of the stack that we're pulling from, into the fourth stack. This exact thing happened in the last pick a card reading, and it was for the fifth stack as well. We're left to the fifth stack with no more cards to pull from. Okay, so be that a clue, whatever it may be. You have the 2 lavender sticks here. Welcome here. Thank you for tuning in. Whoever picked this stack, I'm seeing the number 26 here for focus for a number of you. Wow, right off the bat. There's a very strong sense of I know you, and it is this sort of feeling of I know that also this is not just I know you, but I know that this is a space that we know together, and that we kind of have, I'm hearing a plan. I'm hearing that is, leading to this point and also leading out from it. So for Nuri, there's a very strong sense of faith. I'm hearing the Son of Cups in reverse and the 6 of Wands in reverse. Now, let's pull a few more cards here. Actually, we have 2 cards. I think this was related to the first stack, was it? The 7 of Wands upright, the Father of Swords, yes? Or possibly even related to, okay, so there's a little bit of crossover, possibly the first stack, and I'm hearing the 4th as well. I'm hearing I'm positive for a number of you. Maybe there's a little bit of a question of identity here. I'm hearing that as well, going back and forth. I'm hearing something maybe someone had a lot of questions about. They thought, what was about that initial interaction? Why is it that they would have also thought to carry out a certain space in so way? There were something of a question space when it came to someone's behavior, and that was ultimately actually not uncomfortable or inappropriate to this other person, but it was kind of actually intriguing. I'm hearing that with the Son of Cups in reverse and the 6 of Wands. I'm hearing ultimately, like, the fact that they did that really led me to, like, further question. I'm hearing what the problem is that we're actually working on. So for a number of you, there's a very strong mystical side to this interaction, and I am hearing Twin Flame very strongly here, and we have the 7 of Wands here as well. I'm hearing Noah's Ark. I'm hearing Ark Kingdom. I'm hearing the Kingdom with these 2 little lavender sticks. So for a number of you, there was something where it's like I see through this interaction. I'm hearing that with the Father of Swords, 7 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, the Son of Cups. Like, if let's say in this way, if they say whatever they say, if they act in whatever way that they act, I don't see what they say, and I don't hear the way they act. Wow. So it's like you got this kind of, maybe even like you have this subtlety with which, let's say, you feel you can connect in this space with this individual. You feel possibly in some way that there is a really, really clear connection as well. But it interestingly is actually kind of mysterious and cryptic at the same time. So for a number of you, I'm seeing that there is something about the environment that is really, really actually quite magical. I'm hearing that with the Temperance card actually from the 4th stack looking over at the 5th. For a number of you, there was something, this is for a small number of you, the relationship or the interaction that preceded this interaction made really clear this interaction for you and the role that it may be playing in your world at present. So in other words, maybe, you met this person at a very particular time and it kind of made sense. You're like, okay, now I get it. This is where that puzzle piece goes. Oh, I get why that one kind of, that connection or that relationship fizzled out. I understand it now, and I kind of see, but again, at the same time, it's mysterious. I kind of understand that there's also more to the connection than just that. So for a number, there's a lot of reading between the lines here with these, I'm hearing ultimately these stories with the Son of Cups in reverse and the Six of Wands. For a number of you, this is a very high vibration connection. I'm hearing that as well. Specifically in the aura, I'm hearing you feel possibly there's a lot of telepathy here. You can read each other's minds. Physically, you feel that there's a lot going on, maybe even in the physical body when it comes to the emotional body. I'm hearing energetics, like I can feel their emotions in parts of my body. I'm hearing that for a number of you. It's not for everyone. Let's clear it and ground. For me, though, this is a factor of ascension. Now, the really big question within this connection is, where are we going with this feeling? And there's a question of purpose. I'm hearing direction and intention, ultimately, with the Six of Wands in reverse. For a number of you, this is a matter of, a really high vibration as well. And you feel like when I'm around this person, they know everything about me. I feel that way. And that might be a clue to who this individual might be for you, confirmation of who that might be. When I'm around them, I feel like they just give me like the chance to be who I want to be. I'm hearing that as well. I feel limitless. I'm hearing boundless. I feel like everything's possible in their midst. And truly it was a space where maybe the mind actually was expanded when you were around this individual. There was this feeling of something being unleashed in their presence. I'm hearing that with the Father of Swords. And I'm hearing he also intimidated me. I'm hearing that with the Father of Swords upright and the Son of Cups in reverse. Now, somebody here really also reminded them of someone else. Interesting. Maybe this was like even like a space of memory. I'm hearing mantras, like somebody was sort of, they had an uncanny resemblance to someone that they maybe knew in the past or that they really looked up to. They were like, whoa, they remind me so much of that person. And it was something that just clicked. It just was like, yeah, I get it. Like, this is so obviously like, meant to also play a certain part of my world. And I realized that. And again, it was the preceding experiences that led to this point that it contributed to the feeling of knowingness in relation to in this actual connection space. So for a number of you, this is also for a small number of you, it was the people in the environment that maybe pointed certain things out about your connection to this person, even physically. They're like, you guys, I don't know if you see it, but like your auras are like, they're on fire. I'm hearing that with the Temperance card. Maybe for a number of you, your initial interaction with this person, it was not obvious. It was actually maybe pointed out by a third party. I'm hearing that ultimately with the Temperance card and the fourth stack, looking over at the stack. For a number of you, it was something growing in the environment that was kind of contributing to the build up of the climax of what was kind of just like something that you felt it was a natural space of interaction where you're like, I'm just kind of, we get along. And it's like this type of feeling where everyone's like looking at you guys like, do you not realize like the realness of it all? I'm hearing that with the Father Swords and the Six of Wands. So, and I'm kind of rubbing my knuckles together. So I don't know what that's alluding to with the Six of Wands, the Father of Swords. For number, this is even a professional connection that somebody thought really like, in the beginning they were like, oh, it's just that, or they looked at it as something that was just kind of like friendly. Or I'm hearing somebody, they were a franchise owner, they had a business or they have a number of businesses, and whatever it is, they thought, well, I just find them really interesting. I'm hearing intimidating as well. Like the Father was again, like I looked at the space as like something that I was interested in. I didn't really see it, and I'm seeing someone enter into that space in exactly that way, not seeing it as anything of like, this is my twin flame. I'm hearing that like it wasn't in that way. But when they interacted with this individual, when the question came up of what is the space to you, there was no hesitation when it came to, could it be? I'm hearing that as well. And so you do have the second, I'm hearing the second date that kind of told more of that story out loud. I don't know what that's alluding to, take it as well. Maybe for a number of you, there was something that, this was something that kind of unraveled over time. It became very obvious over time. There were certain things that were said, maybe words that were exchanged that made something very clear of the connection, of what was culminating. And I'm seeing that there was a burning feeling here. I'm hearing burning in the space of wanting to communicate. I'm hearing that ultimately. And wow, we don't have any more cards to pull here, but I will actually pull from the fourth stack. And I didn't do that for the other pick card reading, but we're gonna do it here because there's so much here. I'm hearing he's wearing a helmet. I'm hearing of information. Somebody could be very, very intellectual, like really very brainy. Got very, very well informed about certain fields as well, study, and there's a lot of pressure maybe to sort of present something here. I'm hearing ultimately now we have the Four of Swords in the energetic pathway. It leads into the current state of the Seven of Wands upright. In the advice is the Son of Cups in reverse. Leading in from the recent past is the Father of Swords upright and the Six of Wands upright in the deep past. So for a number of you, someone would not let go. I'm hearing actually. And yep, there goes a Father of Cups coming in from the fourth stack. I highly recommend to watch this stack. The fourth stack of Beautiful Guided, but the Father of Cups is in the environment. So somebody maybe has been, they continuously held on, they did not let go. I'm hearing that for a number of you. I'm hearing LM, I'm hearing LU. They even went on to like study something, like a whole industry to better understand maybe even, or to better prepare for this connection or whatever this communication is. Son of Swords here in reverse. Okay. Now it leads out here. It leads out here in the energetic pathway with the Son of Swords looking up into the future. So there's a little bit of a feeling of, we can say, risk. Like, I don't know where this goes. I'm hearing that ultimately with the Son of Swords in reverse. Interesting because we lead with the Father of Swords upright. So on some level, this experience is new. Yeah, Seven of Cups. And the real crux of the matter is being able to close our eyes and say, I don't know it. I don't know it. I feel it, but I don't know what it is. And that is a space that I flow along. I'm hearing the riverbed of. I'm hearing the translation for it to my audience. I'm hearing that as well. So let's clear it once again. There's a shift here for a number of you, possibly for someone. This experience really possibly reshaped the weight. Well, let's clear it in ground. Somebody felt that something was very risky, possibly. They were like, well, what role does this play in my world? In the one that I represent? So for a number of you, Mother of Pentacles, there could have been some past here that somebody was actually prepared to actually move out of. I'm hearing that interestingly, and it just kind of like everything kind of clicked. But then the question was, what is the connection actually of the pieces that we know fit? Interesting. So maybe someone was like, they wanted to take time to understand truly what each puzzle piece meant in relation to one another, like to understand what the connection was. The Tower upright. Now, for a number of you, yeah, Mother of Swords coming through. So there was a need for understanding ultimately. Now you lead out with the Six of Pentacles upright, which was the starting point of the fourth stack. So, and we came in with this card mirroring the Father of Cups. The Father of Cups comes through in your environment, leading out, looking at the Six of Pentacles. For a number of you, this has to do with a certain system that someone is actually kind of preparing to present to maybe someone. For a number of you, I'm hearing somebody's an author maybe even, or they've created something and they're waiting to present it. This could even be related to casting. Like somebody's thinking, wow, like this person would be perfect for that role. The environment needs to be accommodating the connection. The environment needs to be prepared for the connection. So for a number of you, this was maybe something that someone wanted to even present to someone's family, and they felt this has to be like from A to Z, like we need to be ready to actually, like I need to know what I'm doing. I'm hearing that ultimately before I present this. So, and myself in this space. Love and light to you. Thank you for tuning in. Always heed your personal intuition with however you feel the reading might resonate. One more note here before we actually tune it out. I wanted to put one more card here on the Six of Pentacles upright leading out. Because there is a lot here that I feel leads to a sense of preparation, but then a lot that also is involved in the space of release. So we're going to pull here one more card, the Temperance card upright. Up top, the Son of Swords looking in the future. So for no reason, this might actually have to do with somebody maybe actually preparing something. Yes, Ace of Pentacles. It might be a vacation, a trip. Somebody's like, hey, you want to like travel with me? Let's do it. Emperor, there is a point of revelation I'm hearing as well in that space. Yep, the Moon in reverse. Let's clear it in ground. Somebody may be wanting... there's something that maybe somebody is actually producing. I'm hearing that. Yep, Two of Cups. Like they want to represent something, or they want to invite someone. I'm here ultimately. One second. They want to get closer. They were about Chariot, mirroring the Tempest card. So this is some kind of event or some sort of opportunity. I'm hearing June. Maybe for a number of you, this was something that kind of was touched upon in the month of June. I'm hearing also of 09. Maybe someone had this idea in 09, or they had some sort of vision or glimpse or dream even, and that is maybe something that has been building over time, because it's kind of uncanny that we have, such strong attraction. I'm hearing mentally where it's like, well, let's clear it, not for everyone, but where it's like maybe someone just had even a vision, they felt they had an epiphany. They could see something kind of from this objective standpoint in some kind of way. They had this objective perspective. Now, it's almost, I don't want to say they're waiting for someone to catch up, but they maybe are waiting. They've thought about the space a lot. I'm hearing that as well, and maybe it's a matter of just presenting the thoughts, period. And for a number of this is maybe something that someone's composing. I'm hearing Aubrey. I'm hearing OBG. I'm hearing, cause I'll be there. I'm hearing, I'll be there. I'm hearing that Ten of Pentacles in reverse, Judgment in reverse, Two of Cups in reverse. Someone is wanting to connect with someone, maybe even in a very particular way, at a very particular place. It's possibly that the place is really fundamental to this particular interaction. But for a number of you, it may actually have to do with history, like whatever this sort of connection is, like the place has to be prepared, so-called, for the conversation is what I'm feeling. So, you know, it's almost a sensation that it's not about so much it happening, it's about also the presentation of it. I'm hearing all ultimately, and there's a lot of pressure we can say with that, with the Father Cups looking in the future, you know, coming in from I'm hearing the 4D, I'm hearing a side of the really, I don't know what that's going to mean. Again, somebody may have had a dream of something way back, and it's like someone holding on to something, a dream since, you know, I'm hearing long ago, and they're like, I'm not going to give up on that. I'm hearing that with the Father Cups looking in the future. Now, I'm hearing, yeah, a long time ago, I also, I left it as a dream. Interesting. So maybe it's this faith. Somebody had they looked at this space and they thought, you know, I don't need to be concerned with the friction of the statement, and making it also like, so somebody maybe felt, making it make the impression that I feel it needs to make. This is someone who possibly felt such a great deal of faith when they, let's say, encountered this space, that they felt they did not need to push it in any particular direction. They felt divine timing was absolutely largely at play even. They felt that it would, if it is meant to be sort of thing, it will unfold naturally. So, and in its own time and divine timing. So for a number of you, there was maybe this connection of connecting the environment, ensuring that the environment was prepared, and there was possibly a lot of work that went into that, and possibly still work that goes into that. So depending on when you're tuning into this reading, when you feel guided to rewatch, or when you do feel guided to watch this particular stack, there's something possibly that has been developing. And for a number of you, it has to do with the actual system. I'm hearing this, the space that is instilled as the concept of what we create. In other words, it's like, you know, the connection is not just that. It is also, I'm hearing the community that is related to it. And I love this proposal. I'm hearing just for that, the idea that it connects so much more largely to the mission statement. You know, it's not, let's say, just that we have the connection. We know we have the connection, but it's what we do with that, and what that really leaves room for us to do then from that point. And so, in other words, I'm seeing, maybe this is for a number of you, somebody wanted to establish a connection in such a way, and at such a time, such a space, that would not be like sort of, I'm hearing a truncated sort of talk. I'm hearing that as well, where it's like, here we are, here we go, and that's where we leave. Also, each other with that statement, like it's more so wanting to connect with someone in such a way and at such time that would allow for the space to continue in a way that was actually sustainable. I'm hearing for a number of you, but also ultimately I'm hearing yes, inspiring. I'm hearing uplifting, but also I'm hearing impossible. Wow, with the Ace of Pentacles, the Chariot, and I'm almost saying this is so many people watching, right? But for a number of you, this is someone who possibly felt like, I want to blow the fish out of the water with this. I don't want it to just be something where also, you know, we brand it and then we end up like throwing it away, like new shiny toy, and then we kind of like discard it. This is something that I want to actually be able to live a story with. I'm hearing in relation to this space, to feel that I am living a story. I'm hearing authentically, ultimately, with the Father Cups. And we see this absolute focus on the integrity of emotion here with the Father Cups, feeling that we can be authentic in that space, being honest. Thank you guys for tuning in. With light to you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.